Alright, so this is the video to help you register for MyMathLab, for your MyMathLab course. Okay, so later we'll post a video of how to do stuff on MyMathLab, but this is just to get you registered and on the website. So the first thing I want to say is MyMathLab is a little bit picky about what browsers that you use. I've heard that they're resolving some of these issues, so you might not run into any issues. But the one that we've figured out works best for iPads is this one called Microsoft Edge. You can see in the top left of my screen. So this one, we're going to change a couple settings when we get into it. But if you are running into any glitches, white screens, things that don't appear to be loading well, this is what I would suggest. I have used MyMathLab on Safari, and some people it works great with, and some doesn't. Microsoft Edge seems the most consistent, though. So we're going to go ahead and open that one up. And so this is what you'll see when you open it up. I'm going to have you change a couple settings. So in the top right corner, you see those three dots. Let's click that. And then we're going to click Settings down at the bottom, and then Privacy and Security at the top there. In this menu, we're going to scroll down to the very bottom, and we're going to look at the bottom two things. The first thing I want you to look at is this block pop-up switch. You can see I've already adjusted my settings, but I want it to be to the left. I want it to be grayed out. We do not want to block pop-ups from MyMathLab. The next thing you need to change is this cookies one, the one right below pop-ups. This cookies one, you don't want to block those cookies. So change it so that the check is next to don't block cookies there. Once you do that, you should have your settings correct. Sometimes I'll double click and I'll swipe out a bit to make sure that those settings kind of load into it. But I won't do that today because my settings were already set. Next, I'm going to have you go to the website. And so the website is MyMathLab4School.com. Okay? So MyMathLab4School.com looks like this. It's got the orange box in that right side. That's what I try to refer to for kids that are struggling. Sometimes people tend to go to mathxl.com, as you can see that the URL did change to that, or just mymathlab.com. For some reason, those seem to have a little more glitches, so if you go to mymathlab4school.com every time, it might work out better for you. Okay, so now we're going to register you for your course. And so this time, and only this time, we are going to click the student button under register. After we've registered, anytime that you're doing homework, you're going to click the sign in button because at that point you already have an account. But today we don't, so you're going to click student under register on the right side. And you're going to come up with this screen. This screen says enter course ID or program ID. Okay, so what you're going to enter here is the thing that is provided on your documentation for this class. It's a course ID for your specific course. So for my classes, it's going to start with my last name and then 5 numbers. That could be different for your instructor's class. So for my class, I'm going to go ahead and just type in my course ID. Again, this could be different for your class. So 23239. And so when I click continue, it's going to bring me to this page. So over to the side, you can see what course I just typed in. It says Summer Algebra. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. But you can't register for it unless you have an account. So we have to click create in the middle there. So when you create, you're going to enter in email addresses, username, password, and all the rest of the stuff. Okay? What we usually recommend for username is your first dot last name. Okay? It says my username already exists because that's my account. But that's what we recommend. If that doesn't work, you can go ahead and add into an email, but basically you're going to want to remember this username. So write it down somewhere. That goes with the password as well. So write those down somewhere because that's how you're going to get to all your homework and stuff. Okay? You're going to fill out the rest of that stuff. A lot of people ask about the security question. This is just a question that you pick so that if you can't remember your password, you can answer that question. One thing I do recommend is when you fill out your email address, fill out one that you have access to. Because if you forget your password, they're going to send you an email. And if you can't access that email, then that won't help you out very much. Okay, so after you type all that in, you'll click this Create Account button. Okay, so when you click that Create Account button, you'll get to this page that looks like it's got like 4 colored folders on it, like red, green, blue, that kind of stuff. And it'll ask you to type in your access code. Okay, I can't get to that screen now because I would have to type all this stuff in, but it'll ask you to type in your access code. Your access code is also on the information provided to you. It is that one that looks like a bunch of just random capital letters. It usually starts out with MMLH, like MyMathLab something. So it's a bunch of random capital letters, and that should be on your information. Once you hit that, then you should be registered and good to go. And so after that, once you've typed that in, your account should be created, and it should send you to your MyMathLab account. So let me pull that up for school.com. And so once you've typed that access code in, then it will get you to the MyMathLab account. After this time, then you'll click sign in as I'm about to do, and it'll get you to that same page. So this is where you're going to type in your username and password. Once this loads up, this is where you will access all your courses. And so you can see that down here, I've got a bunch of courses because I'm got access to all the ones I'm teaching, but right here is your summer algebra course. Okay, that's how you will access it. You'll click that button, and it'll get you into the portal where all your assignments will be. I'm going to make another video explaining that a little bit more later, but that is how you get registered for MyMathLab. So please let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully that was self-explanatory.